this offense just continues to stay hot. Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Phillies Sensitive Media. Today we're recapping last night's game of 10-5. The Phillies and the Arizona Diamondbacks as the Phillies defeat the Diamondbacks by a final score of 7-5 as Rhys Hoskins smokes 2 home runs last night. Kyle Schwarber with a 3-run bomb in the second inning. Now, I guess before getting into this video, please subscribe if you have not yet. Please turn on the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. So we take the first game of this 3-game series against this Arizona Diamondbacks team, 8 in a row. 8 in a row. Rob Thompson certainly is doing something right. It was really just great to see Rhys Hoskins, a guy that has not been really having that good of a year at the plate at all, smoke 2 home runs last night. Kyle Schwarber is no joke. Another 3-run home run last night in the bottom of the second inning, and Kyle Gibson gives us a typical Kyle Gibson start. I mean, 6 innings, 3 earned. That's what he's going to give you, but his changeup and curveball were very, very good last night. I mean, that's one good thing about him last night. He did those 2 pitches, especially, were spot on. South Jersey native Zach Gallen, man, we really lit him up, right? Of course, he was born in Somerdale, New Jersey, and attended Bishop Eustis Prep. So he's, a South Jersey native, and we really lit him up. In 2/3, 7 hits, 6 runs, only 4 of them were earned, but he certainly did not have a very good start. And this is a guy that's in the Cy Young talks. So it's just great to, hand him this kind of line. As we get the scoring summary here at the bottom of the first inning, Rhys Hoskins homers on a fly ball to center field. His 10th of the season, a solo shot, and the Phillies lead it 1-0. So hopefully this is a sign of things to come. Usually when Rhys Hoskins is a multi-home run game, hopefully this is a sign that he's starting to enter a hot streak. He only had that one decent, few games. Remember, he got out there in Seattle. He hit that grand slam, and that was probably the best part of his year. Other than that, he's been extremely disappointing. I was really high on him coming into this year, and he has not, lived up to my expectations. I think, he hasn't lived up to any Phillies fans' expectations. He's been extremely disappointing, but it sure was nice to have that 2-home run game last night. So it gives the Phillies a quick 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first inning. And we pick it up here in the bottom of the second inning. Garrett Stubbs grounds the ball to second base. Ketel Marte, probably the best overall player in the Arizona Diamondbacks, at least, of course, one of them. And he makes a, pretty bad error. So he goes right past him. That was able to score Alec Boehm, and the Phillies now lead it 2-0. So the Diamondbacks defense certainly hurt them in that inning. Not the best play. And then we pick it up here in the same inning. Kyle Schwarber made them pay as he homers on a deep fly ball to right center field, way up there. I love that 2-handed finish. He absolutely crushed that ball. A 3-run shot that also scores Bryson Stott and Garrett Stubbs. And the Phillies now lead it 5-0. Put up a 5 spot here in the bottom of the second inning. I tell you what, man. I mean, this Phillies team certainly is swinging the bats. They are certainly swinging the bats. So Kyle Schwarber now with 16 home runs on the year. Leads the Phillies back-to-back games. He is homered. He is certainly hot. We'll talk about this a little bit later, but it's no secret that he has certainly been seeing the ball well here in the month of June. 16 home runs now for him, right? I mean, this guy may be an home run derby. You might say, he loves to do it. So you're probably going to see him out there in Los Angeles. So we pick it up here in the same inning. Didi Gregorius doubles on a line drive the other way to left field. Bryce Harper comes around to score, hit 3 singles last night, and the Phillies now lead it 6-0. So Didi certainly has been productive since coming off of the IL. That's been no secret. He's a home run shy of the cycle on Thursday afternoon in Milwaukee. So he has certainly been productive since coming off of the IL, right? I've certainly been impressed with him. He's definitely been producing at the plate. Honestly, he was producing at the plate even before he went on the IL. So I'm really happy that this guy's starting to see the baseball well, because last year was just such a treacherous year for him. So hopefully, to finish out this year, on his final year of his contract, hopefully he can be productive. So it has now 6 doubles on the year for Didi Gregorius. 6-0 Philadelphia. Off of Zach Gallen. Now we pick it up here in the top of the 6th inning. Things starting to get a little bit hairy. I cannot believe that we allowed this to be a 1-run game. at one point. I mean, of course, we ended up winning 7-5, but I mean, this is just unacceptable. We cannot let our opponent get back in the game like this, as much as they did. As Donovan Varsho homers on a fly ball to right field, his 9th of the season, a solo shot. And Arizona gets on the board now, a 6-1 ball game. So you think, like, hey, I mean, not a big deal. Kyle Gibson just surrenders 1 home run, not the end of the world. Then we pick it up here in the top of the 7th inning. Dalton Varsho doubles on a fly ball to right field. Jake McCarthy and Alec Thomas come around to score, and it's now a 6-3 ball game. So Varsho hits a solo home run, and then now he has a 2 RBI double, his 11th of the season, to make it a 6-3 ball game. So the Diamondbacks now cut the lead in half. Just thinking like, hey, I mean, we still have a 3-run lead. It's not the end of the world. It's not time to push the batting button just yet. It was off of Brad Hand, who's been great this year. And it was really disappointing to see what he did last night. Then we pick it up here in the same inning. Josh Rojas doubles on a line drive to left field. Jordan Laupo and Dalton Varsho come around to score, and it's now a 6-5 ball game, right? So just like that. I mean, that was just a terrible top of the 7th inning for the Phillies. And luckily they were finally able to get out of it, but just a 1-run game, right? After we're leading 6-0, and just like that, it's now 6-5. So there's no excuse for that. There's simply no excuse for that. You got to keep scoring runs. You got to keep moving forward. And that certainly was a rough inning. Of course, a win is a win. I mean, honestly, we could have easily lost this game last night. We could have easily lost this game last night, and good teams don't do that. Good teams do not lose games when they're up 6-0. They just don't. They make sure that they hold their opponent. And we pick it up here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Rhys Hoskins does it again. This was an absolute bomb as he homers on a fly ball to left field. His 11th of the season, and the Phillies now lead it 7-5. So it was so relieving to get that extra run. Right? That really, really helped, and that really, kind of let me calm down a little bit. I'm like, oh my goodness gracious, a sigh of relief. Our bullpen now has an extra run to work with. 2 solo shots last night for Rhys. He's your Phillies Tasco Media Player of the Game. Certainly had one of the best nights I've seen out of him so far this year. No question about it. So that'd be your final. 7-5. Phillies take the first game of this 3-game set against Arizona. Kyle Schwarber out of the leadoff spot. The only one hit was a big one. The 3-run home run in the bottom of the 2nd inning to make it a 5-0 ball game. 210 average now, an 817 OPS. So he continues to stay high. Kyle Schwarber has certainly been productive. In his last 7, 321, a 424 OBP. So as I talked about before, I kind of mentioned those numbers before. He just continues to hit the ball at the ballpark. Just no secret. I mean, this is a guy that usually doesn't hit for the highest average, but he's able to, hit the ball over the wall at a, good amount. Rhys Hoskins with a 3-hit night last night. I mean, scoring 2 runs on the 2 solo shots. Gets his average now up to 230, a 747 OPS. So have a night, Rhys. Have a night, Rhys. And those 2 home runs were definitely a hard hit. I mean, he really got good one on those. So last 7 games he's hitting 286 with a 394 OBP. In his last 30 games he's hitting 262 with a 333 OBP. So he's starting to get a little bit better. He's starting to see the baseball a little bit better. So hopefully he could just hit around 250. It's been no secret. Rhys Hoskins is not for hitting for high average. He's just not. He hits around 250. He's not going to get you for high average, and that's okay. Just as long as he walks, just as long as he hits the ball at the ballpark, I don't care. And Bryce Harper, 3 singles to left field last night. So of course it's going the other way. I mean, Harp loves to go the other way. He continues to put up MVP numbers, a 317 average and a 1010 OPS. So MVP. MVP. I mean, this guy's virtually a lock to make the All-Star game. Of course, the All-Star game voting has pretty much started now. So he's pretty much a lock to make the All-Star team. He's going to make it. I just can't wait. It's going to be his first All-Star appearance since 2018. I mean, honestly, he definitely should have made it last year. He just missed making it in 2019. But he definitely should have made it last year. He was really snubbed out of that. But he'll definitely make it this year. He'll definitely make it this year. Much to their chagrin, I guess you could say, because they don't want to see him there. They do not want to see him there. He's not well liked by the rest of the players for whatever reason. I don't understand it. They could call him overrated. They can vote him the most overrated player in the world. But, it's not going to stop him from posting an 1010 OPS. So it's not going to stop him from winning a most valuable player award last year. So a nice try. Nick Castellanos, a 1 knock last night, striking out 3 times, a 250 average. He's just been mediocre. Not really anything special so far this year. I mean, really. I mean, honestly, Kyle Schwarber, as I talk about all the time, has an OPS over 100 points higher than Nick Castellanos. I mean, that's very, very interesting. It is very, very interesting. And Castellanos is hitting 40 points higher than Kyle Schwarber. So it's very, very telling. And Didi Gregorius 2 knocks last night. The RBI double, the going the other way, which is huge. I love to see Didi go the other way. So yes, indeedy, Odubel Herrera gets to start out in center, collects a knock. So Odubel Herrera had that long home run on Thursday afternoon, back in the lineup again. And Alec Bohm with a rapid performance. He was able to make a great play at third, though. He really was able to make a great play at third base. I mean, a guy that's not a good defender. It's a very, very good defensive play. Stott, 1 knock last night, also scoring one of the Phillies, 7 runs. Average now sits at 184. So, he needs to keep working it up there. And of course, we all know that he's had a really good month of June, so hopefully this continues. Garrett Stubbs gets to start as JT Muto gets the day off. Which is kind of unusual, to get a day off. I understand he did play on Thursday afternoon, but kind of unusual to get a day off on a Friday night game. It's pretty unusual. But we won. Who cares, right? We won. This was a W, so it doesn't really matter. But Garrett Stubbs, of course, was able to reach on the air by Ketel Marte. Of course, he wasn't credited with an RBI because that was an error. If you take a look at Kyle Gibson's line, 6 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, all 3 are earned, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts. I mean, as I said before, this is a Kyle Gibson's type start. Not great. He'll just keep you in the game and allow the offense to do their job. And that's what he did. He's a number 4, number 5. He's not really anything special. He's just not. It's no secret. I mean, this guy's not anything special. A 4.41 ERA. He's just going to be able to keep you in the ball game. Of course, we need our starters to eat innings. He certainly had good command and good control of the changeup with curveball last night. They looked pretty good. I actually was pretty impressed with that. I actually was, and they just kind of ran into some trouble. Of course, as always, he always runs into trouble. I mean, it's always just that one part of the game, and it's like stepping in gum. Once that all unfolds, he just can't get out of it. You just have to take him out. I mean, I've never seen that. What I talked about last video, I unfortunately had to cut it out because the video was going to be too long, but I really, really wanted to keep it in. What I was saying was, just wait for it. And the next time he starts, I'll revert back to it. Just see. He'll have that one part of the game, he'll have that one spot of the game where he runs into trouble and he can't get out of it. And sure enough, we saw it. Right hand didn't make it any better. Definitely a rough appearance for him. A-rate now jumps up to 2.20. Third inning, 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, and then Serandy Dominguez was able to come in there and finish the job there in that 7th inning. That was definitely really just an abysmal 7th inning for the Phils. Serandy Dominguez with his 1.61 ERA. He's certainly been dominant this year. Connor Brogdon continues to impress. A solid inning last night, striking out 1. ERA now sits at 2.70. And Corey Knebel slams the door for his 11th save of the season despite allowing a hit. He also was able to collect a strikeout. So that is your final 8 in a row. 8 in a row with the Fighting Phils, right? So the Phils are on 8 in a row. So let's go. Of course, the Mets are playing the struggling Los Angeles Angels. So of course they won last night. I mean, honestly, they really haven't had that good of a road trip. They just haven't. I mean, they couldn't, win the series out in San Diego. They couldn't win the series against the Dodgers. And the Braves have won 9 in a row, which is certainly disappointing. Of course, we go on this hot streak. Of course. The division rival also has to go on a hot streak. So that's very, very disappointing. And the Mets certainly sit at 39-21. The Braves at 32-27. The Braves 6.5 back. The Phillies 9 back. The Marlins have won 4 straight, 26-30, and the Nationals who won last night, and they are 22-38. So we do play Washington next week. I'm really looking forward to it. First time this season. So I just can't believe it. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. We had to wait. We played the Mets like a million jillion times. We had to wait until June 16th to play Washington. It's just so ridiculous. The way they planned out the schedule. Of course, in fairness, we, prior to the affected season at the very beginning, we were supposed to play in like the second series of the year, but still, I mean, you have to wait that long. I mean, it's just weird. It's just so weird. 7-6 is your final. So 4-5 the first pitch this afternoon. I will be there. Madison Bumgarner on the mound for Arizona, 2-5. With a 3.64 ERA going against the A's. Zach, we were 4-3 with a 3.14 ERA. So, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't done yet. Please share and engage the bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, check out the social media. Link is just a section at Phillies and Stove Media, Instagram. Follow me on Twitter at @PeonStoveMedia. Call or text 267-225-3292. Email me, philliesandstovemedia@gmail.com. So guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm Luke, and I'll turn to the Let's Go Phillies.